you are learning the Sanskrit of Pali diacritical mark. This symbol is Nya. So Prajna. Prajna. This diacritical you have to pronounce it as A. So Paramita. So this Paramita, what is Parami? Parami. Parami. So Parami generally means virtue, 7, 10 and 6. But another meaning of Par, another meaning of Par, in those who know Hindi, can somebody tell in normal Hindi what Par means? Par means? Par. To go across. To swim across. Par. So Par means to go across. So the wisdom, so pragya is wisdom. Par means to go across. So the wisdom which will take you across. So yoga में this teaching pragya paramita. The content matter is will take you across. Now what across what? Across in Indian tradition, Buddhism, Hinduism, Jainism, all religions, they see the samsara. Samsara is an ocean. Wisdom will take you across this ocean of samsara. I hope you know what is samsara. Sister, samsara, what is samsara?
Luân hồi á. Rebirth.
Say it loudly for everybody.
Rebirth.
Cycle of birth and death and birth and death. So samsara. Samsara is samsara. It continues. So also continue. So see, continues. It flows. The wisdom it will take you across. So pragya paramita has one more meaning. So one meaning is so that is why it is called transcendental wisdom. Transcend. It will take you across samsara. It also means another meaning of perfection of wisdom. So two meanings are there, two major meanings. One meaning is perfection of wisdom, which is deriving from 6 or 10,000. Another meaning is wisdom which you takes you across the samsara. We discussed that there are multiple pragya paramita sutra like 10,000, 25,000, 100,000, 25,000, 18,000, 8,000, 300, 700 is also there. 700, 300 is Heart Sutra. Sorry, Diamond Sutra. One page is Heart Sutra. There is Ekakshari. So only one syllable is there. Buddha says that in Ekakshari Pragya Paramita Sutra, that you just utter one syllable, you will get all wisdom. But then, रात में लेट जाते हैं ना, इसमें प्रॉब्लम होता है. So the wisdom which if you will get all wisdom by uttering only one single syllable. What is that single syllable? Buddha said that by saying one syllable, you will get all the wisdom. What is the syllable? No, what is the letter which he said you will say that and you will get all the wisdom? Please, I am asking you to listen first. What is that one syllable? No, I am asking what is that one syllable? By saying that, Buddha is saying you will get all wisdom. What syllable? Understand? So again, very sad. Read, I have sent you documents. I am explaining in the class. Still you don't know. What is the one syllable? Did you get it? By saying you get all the wisdom. By we all that baby boy says we don't get wisdom.
Yeah.
So the idea is that this is a very, very profound mantra where you have to focus with only single point, all concentration. Then that is there, and you are saying that mantra that will bring that wisdom. It's not just by saying you get the wisdom. And this later on got developed as a tantric or Vajrayana system. It has lots of importance in mantra. So historically, Buddha taught, according to Mahayana tradition, Brodha Sutra, both Sravakayana Sutra, Mahayana Sutra, and also Tantrayana or Vajrayana. Although Sravakayana people don't believe that Buddha taught that. So there is a difference between these two. But according to Mahayana system, Mahayana has two parts. Sutrayana or Paramikayana or Bodhisattvayana, all three are same. And then there is a Tantrayana or Vajrayana or Mantrayana or Kalachatrayana or Sahajayana, many names are there. Just for this tradition, where mantric traditions are there, there are certain visualization practices. Visualization means you have to meditate. You have to utter some syllable, you have to meditate upon certain deities. So that's a visualization, which is the typical part of Tantrayana or Vajrayana. In Sravakayana, that does not exist. The way it exists in other portions of the world, like Bhutan, Himalayan regions of India, Nepal, China, Japan, Mongolia, Korea, they all have this mantra. Vietnam, they have the mantra tradition, where this type of chanting of certain mystic syllables. So there are two types of mantra. Sometimes it's just single syllables like Om, Ah. So there are certain clean, there are Hum. These types of, they don't have any meaning. So two types of mantras are there. One does not have a meaning. Just by pronouncing it, making that sound, it brings you a certain, your mind gets into certain state. So that's one type of mantra. Those are called Bij mantra. Bij means seed. Seed together. Seed will have entire blueprint of a tree. When there is a mango seed. So how many branches that seed if you grew that tree, how many branches? All those things are there hidden in the seed. Seed is small, tree is big. But in those seeds, everything is there. Similarly, there are certain mantras. There are certain these seed mantras which have the visualization of the deity, visualization of certain manifestation of God. God does not mean the creator. God in Buddhism, there is no creator God. Here it means deity. Deity, like Avalokiteshvara, Bodhisattva, Tara, these are deity. So seed syllables, mantras have seeds. In Vietnam, when you chant Great Compassion mantra, it is divided into 84 words. Right over there. So from Vietnam, we were from Vietnam. You chant Great Compassion mantra?
Yes.
Are you aware that 84 manifestation of Avalokiteshvara happens? That's very popular. If you Google, you will find it. I've never been to Vietnam, but I've read a lot about it. Are you aware of this? There is a manifestation of this female form of Avalokiteshvara. What is it called? In Chinese it's Guinean, but in Vietnam we call it? What? Yeah, Bodhisattva. So that manifestation, 84 manifestation happens from that great compassion. So there are 84 forms. So it actually is for everything. इसी जरूरत नहीं इसी सिर्फ गुड पर ही So there are 84 manifestations. What I mean to say that there are certain syllables through which they are called seed mantra, Bij mantra. So they have you can't see it, it will go penetrate. Similarly, you chant those syllables in your mind, a figure will start now. So that's a mantra. That is why Buddha is saying, oh, you get all of this. But mantrayana or tantrayana is an esoteric system. You can't just practice on your own. You require a teacher. It's not recommended that you practice on your own because it works on certain psychic human psychology. And these deities, when manifest, they are a type of hallucination. So if there is not a proper guide or teacher, one is not recommended to practice it on their own. Remember. So that is why they are kept hidden. If you go to Himalayan region or Tibetan monastery, sometimes they hide those deities. Because you are not supposed to see it, you are not initiated. You are not, books are there, although they are published, but there is a warning written that you are not supposed to read the books unless you are not initiated. For example, one student of historical studies, I was in Delhi for this, so she came to meet me. and she gifted me a book. So the book was Kalachakra Tantra. It's a very popular tantra. And she said, I said, no, she purchased it from Dhamsala. Then she said, sir, after opening it, I read that there is a warning that you are not initiated, you are not supposed to read the book. So I said, I am also not initiated. No, what I mean to say, although now these tantra traditions they have in public, you'll find also books which are prohibited to read, but it's available in public. Still, it is advised that you should not practice on your own unless there is a proper guide or teacher. You can go to temple, you can worship, that's a fine, but practicing is dangerous. So what I mean to say here is this is how history of Buddhist thought has in different time periods certain things got prominent. When we see history of Nalanda, this university in ancient time, when Bensang visited around 4th, 5th century, 5th century, Xuanzang, this Chinese film, he is not speaking much about Sarna in his writing. But when typical pilgrims are coming, they are speaking a lot about that. So gradually, the more Buddhism, that is why you got early Buddhism as Sravakya, and then Mahayana, then Tantra. So it's not that Tantra was taught or Tantric texts got later developed. Buddha taught all three according to Mahayana belief system. But these are advanced versions. You know, for example, you can see science progresses with time. 10 years back, we had a very slow computer. I studied computer engineering 25 years back, and it was taught that artificial intelligence is not suitable for this purpose. We were taught computer course on artificial intelligence because the processor was not very high. But gradually, scientists they are advancing, things are developed. Also, father of computer is Charles Babbage, and you'll be surprised to know that Charles Babbage at that time electricity was not there. Can you imagine a computer? So this computer was mechanical computer. It had a wheels and what he said that calculation is possible through machine. So concepts are important. When airplane, who discovered airplane? This is it. Are you right? Who is discovered airplane? Okay, doesn't matter. General knowledge, Wright brothers. There were two brothers, Wright brothers. Right. When it is, how their airplane goes. It had no engine. Yeah. What they did, they discovered, they made a kind of a wooden plank with wheels, and they designed it in such a way that, and they dragged it from a hill. So it started gliding. So what you see as an airplane now has, in fact, cycle and airplane, the Macmillan and Wright brothers, their ratings are not very different. So cycle and airplane got invented, can you imagine? But these are what I mean to say here that the theories are important, the ideas are important, and that is why you know more computer than the father of computer, Charles Babbage. But you are not called father of computer. So the ideas are important. Buddha gave these ideas. And that is why they said Buddha taught Mahayana, Tantra and everything. So don't imagine the kind of present day text you have, Buddha must have taught the way they are written. No. But he gave those ideas. So that is why all three jhanas have been taught by Buddha himself. Are you getting this? The way, in science we don't say, as he said, that Charles Babbage did not invent this computer, but he is father of the similarly, so that is how the history of, so when in Nalanda, when they see that earlier Chinese are coming, they are developing, they are talking more about China. And when pilgrims are coming, they are talking more Vajrayana. So this is progression, advancement of Buddhist traditions. In different time period, they are more sophisticated, more advanced. So this is how the history of Buddhism has progressed from Shravakya to Mahayana to Tantra. By the way, this they telling, like when I was doing my PhD, in masters of course I knew very little, but in PhD I started learning everything, and I wrote a paper which is still published, it's still available. So the paper was sent to a reviewer, and reviewer told me that there are not three yanas. There are only, in scholarly word, there are only two yanas, one Pravakayana, Mahayana. And Mahayana has two different branches. One is Sutra and another is Tantra. So there is no third independent Vajrayana. Although in popular writing, popular speaking, it is said that third yana is Vajrayana. I hope Vajrayana is getting what I mean to say. And they are getting something Vajrayana. Are you getting what I mean? So Vajrayana is more related to Tantra. Mantra, which is more popular in Japan, Korea, Vietnam, Tibet, these places. And wherever you will find Mahayana, you will find Vajrayana. So you can't separate Mahayana from Vajrayana. You go to you tell any country, for example, Vietnam, you follow Mahayana, but you will recite many mantras, great compassion mantra. So that's a part of Vajrayana. And Tibetan or in Bhutan, they say we follow Vajrayana, but it's based on Mahayana. So, generally speaking, there are only two yanas. And today we will discuss Lotus Sutra, which states that only there is one yana. Anyway, that things are there. So, yeah, please go. So I love. Okay. So there is a term called Suvarnabhumi. There is a place. Ashoka sent his missions to Suvarnabhumi. And also there are not just Ashoka, even in around 8th, 10th century, there are pilgrims. For example, Atish Deepankar. Atish Deepankar is 12th century Nalanda master. Remember, generally we think that because mostly we are Indians and we think, oh, India is great, everybody came to learn from India. But remember, there was a two-way transmission. Few, but there are. Even people from Nalanda, they also went to learn from abroad. Knowledge is always, our Nalanda logo has saying this, Arno Bhadra Pratabo Yanto Vishwada. Let good thought come to us from all sides. Not reserved to Indians I learn only Indian, not necessary. So great this Nalanda master, I am talking about 12th century, 11th century. One of the top Nalanda scholars was Atish Deepankara Sriya. He is very popular in Tibet. He is considered, because he brought Buddhism to Tibet. The second destination. First was Sanskrit, second was this Atish Deepankara Sriya. Atish Deepankara Sriya went to Suvarnabhumi and 6 years, and he learned from their master from there. So there is a place called Suvarnabhumi. It exists in text. Now sister is asking, Ashoka sent missionary to Suvarnabhumi. We find many references of Suvarnabhumi. Now at present, Myanmar people say Suvarnabhumi is our place. Thailand, I think airport of Thailand is called Suvarnabhumi. And in Java and Sumatra, that area, they claim that they have the Suvarna. Now the question is, what is the actual Suvarna? So Suvarna means, Suvarna in Sanskrit, what is the meaning of Suvarna? Gold. Bhumi is the land. So this is more figurative word, I would say. Figurative means a golden island, a golden land. So, and gold does not mean where you have a gold. Gold means something very more sort of a metaphor. And if I say Myanmar is super booming, Thai people will get angry and Indonesian people will feel bad. No, this is the problem. So, at present, mostly, I am not saying my own opinion, most of the people, they identify based on the textual and geographical accounts. Identification of who are booming goes with this Malay Peninsula, like the Indonesian region. Neither Myanmar nor Thailand. But that does not mean that's a proper identification. These problems are there with Indian history. Because they are not interested more in the actual, say, world day-to-day history. They are more interested in this philosophy and psychology. So they are using lots of metaphor. But as for historian present day, because as I said, there is a detailed account of this 12th century master who goes to Suvarna, he learned from Dharmkirti. Not Dharmkirti, another Dharmkirti, not Nalanda master. And he learned from there. So based on that, the present day what we call Silvidia, that's identified mostly as Suvarna. But don't take this as a final state. Always problems are there. There is a place called Odiana, very important for Guru Bhagavad Gita. The Guru went from Odiana. Now that place is also very much debatable where that is. Odisha people claim that their place is Odiana. In Swat Valley they claim that that's the place is Odiana. So problems are there. So if you ask a question, I often tell my students, if you ask me a question, rather than giving you a definite answer, I'll make you more confused. I'll give you 5-6 more options. But that is how, you should not be very confined. It doesn't just say, oh, this is the finest word. Research does not happen like that. The moment you say this is the final, there is a dogma. And you should avoid dogmatic phase. And then some people are believing, they are perfectly fine. And they say, in Indian context, it's more metaphor. Wherever there is a conducive place, and very precious place, lots of good teachers are there, good people are there, you can call it Suvarna. So it can be a Myanmar, it can be Thailand. Provided those, it is a golden place. Golden, Suvarna means golden land. Now it can be anything. We say golden era, golden time. That does not mean, okay, there was a gold time when there was a gold. Golden time means something most precious, very beautiful. So that is how we should interpret it. Myanmar people believe that. And they believe that. Okay.
Ảnh hưởng không tới cái thời gian, cái thời kỳ cái triều đại gì đó đặt cái Ấn Độ nó lớn ở đây hơn thì mấy cái chỗ mà hồi xưa mà me này nè đặc thù Ấn Độ nhưng mà sau này đặc thù về Miến Điện người ta nào rồi nên là nó có ảnh hưởng văn hóa Ấn Độ tức là sinh hoạt của Ấn Độ thuộc
Okay, so the question is that there is a debate in what language you have. And most of the Mahayana Sutra, if you read the general scholarly written papers by historians, they say that most of the Mahayana Sutras are in Sanskrit, also hybrid Sanskrit. They call it a term called hybrid Sanskrit. Hybrid means a mixture of two different things. Hybrid. So Indian, this is not an Indian or ancient term, hybrid Sanskrit. There was a scholar at Jordan, he compiled a dictionary of hybrid Sanskrit and he coined it in 20th century. So he coined the term hybrid Sanskrit because he saw that there is a classical Sanskrit in which very precise grammar is there. And these Buddhist texts, such as Lalitvistara, and by the way, all Mahayana Sutras are not in hybrid Sanskrit. There are some sutras which are in very classical Sanskrit. All are not in hybrid Sanskrit, but some of them are also in hybrid Sanskrit. So then they should part of this was a kind of a mixture of Sanskrit. Hybrid means mixture. So sister is asking that, okay, when I language Buddha taught, I told that Panini talked about two types of Sanskrit. By the way, Panini did not use the word Sanskrit. Sanskrit is a post-Paninian word. In Panini is a grammarian, 3rd century BC grammarian. Maybe dated just after Buddha. Sanskrit, the tongue and language, is post-Panini. Sanskrit, generally Indians say Sanskrit is mother of the all languages, which is not a correct statement. Sanskrit is created. Orally is created. So it is not a natural language. It is an artificial language. It's a created language. But it's a classical language. So natural language, nature is Prakrit. So Prakrit. There is a language called Prakrit. Literally, Prakrit means nature. Prakriti means nature. So natural language and Sanskrit, cultured language. In Sanskriti, we say Ministry of Culture is Sanskriti Mantra. Right? Well, Sanskrit is a very Sanskrit, that means a very cultured person. Cultured language, natural language. So, in what language Buddha taught? So I said Buddha as a compassionate. As I speak here in English, I go and talk to my father in my Bhojpuri native language. I go to market, speak Hindi. So multiple languages. So Indians are very okay with, my nephew knows 5 languages. He can fluently speak in 5 different languages. I'm little grown up, I can know 8, 9 languages. It's not something very unique for India. So Buddha, because he traveled across, he's traveling to Sankasya near Delhi, and he's traveling to Kapil, he's coming from Kapil Vastu, and he got enlightened in Bodh Gaya, and traveled to Savasti. So all these places have different languages. If you go present day, they all have different languages, their own dialects. So here I am also from the same Bihar state. Here people speak in Malawi, a different language. We speak a different language. In between, just in India they said that 4 कोस पर पानी बदले 20 कोस पर पानी. Every 20 kilometers, language changes. So at least dialect changes. And there are around 1600 languages in India present. Yes. Yeah, 1605, like there is a exact number.
So just dialect.
Dialect. And recognized languages are something 28, which Government of India officially recognizes. So there are, so that itself is a big number. And 1600, around 1600 dialects are there. I also speak a dialect. It does not mean government has, Pali got recognized as just this history. That is, when I was asked to speak on Pali, Prime Minister was there, he inaugurated the council, and I was invited to speak on Pali. I said, as a Buddhist scholar again, I said into the public, people are sitting. I said, forgive my ignorance, I did not know that Pali was not a classical language. Government of India gave its recognition today. That does not mean it is not a classical language. And I did not know, really. That is not a classical language. It is a government of India. I said this also. My speech is on the record, it's available to the government. I said it's not honor for Pali, but it's honor for government of India that it recognizes. Are you getting? In one day, so what I mean, Pali is already classical language, government of India just recognized it. So the moment you are saying dialect, so it doesn't matter. They are much more ancient, much more sophisticated than classical languages. This, recognition is a more political move. Sorry to say, but more government does something for some purpose.
Sure, but there is a recognition now internationally for indigenous languages to be acknowledged because of, for instance, in the United Kingdom, the Welsh language is now, they're changing Wales back to Latin or something like that. So, I mean, you're right, the political aspect of taking away these languages have to be removed.
So that is why more languages. That does not mean those languages are mere dialects. What I mean to say. Now, in what language Buddha spoke? His biography called Lalita is the It's a Mahayana Sutra, available translations are available. Original Sanskrit is also. It's in hybrid Sanskrit, not a very classical Sanskrit. There is a dedicated chapter which says Buddha learned 64 scripts. Scripts means script. So there is a lipi parivar. You can check this if you want to work on this. Lipi. Lipi means script. So there is a dedicated chapter on lipi, and it says Buddha learned these 64 different scripts. Script is, and mostly like script you identify, although language is not script. But script means also language. For example, Roman is a script. And English is written in Romans. Devanagari is script. And Hindi and Sanskrit and Marathi. The three Indian languages are written. So Buddha learned 64 scripts. When he was a prince, he learned 64 scripts. Now this is not I am saying, the book itself is saying, it's a Mahayana Sutra. So he learned 64 scripts. Possible, not a, if a person like me knows 8, 10 different scripts, Buddha is like much more. So 64 scripts. Even before he became Buddha, he was a Bodhisattva at that time. He learned 64. Very natural. There was an Indian scholar, his name was Rahul Sandhya. He was well versed in around 23 scripts. So it's not something, very, very supernatural. So that says that he learned 64 scripts. So that way he must have spoken multiple languages. People then Pali, although I am also trained in Pali, because the Pali was the original language. I am to say if you are a blind believer, but not very intelligent. Because Buddha would not say he was egalitarian. Buddha did not discriminate people based on caste, creed, nation, gender, language. So he welcomes everybody. So he would not say, learn first Pali, then only you will listen to mine. Right? So he was not against Sanskrit. Many people in India, unfortunately, because of political reason, they wanted to show Hinduism against Buddhism and Buddhism against Hinduism. So they propagated that Buddha was against Sanskrit, which is wrong. And they mistranslated Sakaya Nritya, there is a text in Pali called Sakaya Nritya. And they misinterpreted and said Buddha was against Sanskrit, which is not correct. Buddha, because classical language it was, so Buddha must have spoken. So again, going back to your answer, there are 64 different scripts, and each script have the script is connected to one or more languages. So according to Mahayana Sutra, there are 64 different scripts, or you can say 64 or multiple languages. By the way, generally people think that Mahayana Sutras are only in Sanskrit or a hybrid Sanskrit. But 5-6 years back, a Mahayana Sutra, Ashtasahasrika Pratyapāramita, has been discovered in Pamia, which is totally Prakrit, Gandhari Prakrit. So nowadays, it's not that Mahayana inclusive Sanskrit, but also Prakrit. Pali is also more classified from Prakrit. It says that Magadhi and Ardhamagadi Prakrit got more classical and became Pali. So Mahayana Sutras are also not just only in Sanskrit or hybrid Sanskrit. Earlier people did not know, but now we have evidence for that they are also in Prakrit. So as per history, Buddha's teachings were compiled in multiple languages, not in one language. So Tripitaka existed in multiple languages. Right now we have in Pali and also in Sanskrit translations, but we also have some Prakrit versions of Tripitaka. And there is a Dhammapada, but it was compiled 5 different versions in 5 different languages. Dhammapada has been found across different places of Asia, which is very good. So at least 5 Dhammapada or 5 languages, and they are finding those texts. So you can search that multiple language Dhammapada, so the PDF is available publicly. Mostly they call it Patna Dhammapada because most of the manuscripts got conserved in Patna. So what I mean to say that multiple languages, it's not just Sanskrit and Pali. and those are must have spoken. How many forms of Sanskrit? You don't know. You can't know. In fact, the question should be like this: that from how many languages Sanskrit got formed? It's a reverse process. This question comes when you presume that Sanskrit is this first language, from that other language has developed. No, it's the other way. From other language, Sanskrit has come. So the proto-Sanskrit, like before Sanskrit, what existed was this hybrid Sanskrit, Vedic Sanskrit, multiple Sanskrit. So these were before Sanskrit came. These are older languages, a little not a classical form of Sanskrit, but different forms of Sanskrit. It's other way. But most of scholars, I understand why you are asking that, because scholars write in that. Anyway, let us discuss. What I was supposed to do. It's an issue I'm not able to find my cursor here.
Is there something in the classroom we should look at?
Today I will discuss little of another sutra called Sadharma Kundalini Sutra. Anybody would like to, are you aware of this sutra? This is Sanskrit name, but most of you might know the English name of it. Lotus Sutra. The advantage of knowing Sanskrit or original languages, in order to get the very precise translation, Sanskrit those who translated those words. Even Sanskrit knowing people, they did not know the deeper nuances of Sanskrit. So here, Kundari, Sat means Sat. Sat means real, essence, Satya. So Sat. No, we say Satguru. Sadguru. So Sat or Sad is real. Now Kundari, those who don't know the details of Sanskrit, they translate Kundari as a lotus, which is correct. But there are multiple meanings of in Sanskrit. You have multiple. You have Padma. So this one is called Padma. Padma. Padma means lotus. Kundari also means lotus. And there is a term called Utpala. People, you might be thinking that is also lotus, but these all are different types of lotus. Kundari means white lotus. Kundari, so it should be translated as a white lotus sutra, not just a lotus, because there are red lotus also, and there are blue lotus also. So Kundari means white lotus, not other lotus. These are the deeper nuances. In fact, if people generally don't know about this botany, I was looking. For example, did I show you this Avalokiteshvara image? If you Google Avalokiteshvara, internet is not there anyway. In Wikipedia, when you see Avalokiteshvara figure, the person Avalokiteshvara there is holding a flower, which is not lotus, it is lily, it is Utpal. And Avalokiteshvara never holds lily. Manjusri always holds lily. don't know what is really and what is not lotus, you will think, oh, this is also lotus, this is also lotus. So there is the lily, which is altogether different flower. And lotus is different. Lotus does not bloom in night, it glows in night. Lily blooms also in night. And wrongly people have identified that Manjusri image of Avalokiteshvara. And in Wikipedia you are surprised to see. So what I mean to say that you need to know the deeper nuances. Otherwise many wrong translations will go into the anyway. He is holding lily. Lotus is depicted in Indian art. Lotus is not depicted like this. Lotus is depicted like this. You know, not like this. This is lily. So this is not Avalokiteshvara. So many wrong informations are there. Anyway, just to highlight that don't trust Wikipedia or just English translation. And this is not I am saying already. I have seen this museum, this sculpture, this is in National Museum of Delhi. And they have corrected it. Because it's a national museum, people are visiting, somebody must have wanted you have done wrong. So they have corrected it. But Wikipedia has not corrected it. This image was copied from Nalanda, Delhi Museum Palace. So, and professors also, because you know we also have limited knowledge, including me, everybody, we all have limited knowledge. So, unless we update our knowledge, we will teach many wrong things. So, don't trust. Buddha said, as goldsmiths examine the gold by rubbing, cutting, and burning it, similarly you should examine my words. Don't trust just because you have faith for it. So, don't trust your professor. And don't trust scholars, as I said, they also make mistakes. So, as I said, we discussed Sadhana Kundalini Sutra today. So, Sadhana means, Sat means, so this has a Sat. So, Sat becomes Sadhi because of Sandhi. Sat means real. Dharma. Dharma. Not translatable word, it has multiple meanings. Dharma has, here it means Buddha's teaching. Dharma is a righteousness, dharma means religion, dharma means phenomena, and philosophy in phenomena is called dharma. So multiple meanings, here it means Buddha and Kundalini. Sat dharma Kundalini. So what is Kundalini? Vital. And Sutra and Sutra. It's a typical Mahayana text. The moment I say Mahayana Sutra means it does not exist in Sravakyana canon. One of the important message of this sutra is that Buddha said that there are three yanas which, there are three yanas. Yana means vehicle, generally speaking. We know Sravakyana and Mahayana, we already know. But there is also thing called Pratyek Buddha Jnana. How many of you are already aware of this term, Pratyek Buddha Jnana? Pratyek Buddha, Pratyek Buddha in Pali. Pratyek Buddha. Are you just raise your hand? 1, 2, 3. Somebody would like to share? What do you understand? Nothing. Tell something about this. Everybody. What the term comes in your mind, what does this term? No, okay, don't ask me. Next time you want to hand your son. Okay, who wants to tell? You would like to tell?
I was in school there, my teacher.
So, what
do you
do?
He said to be following the part to achieve
Anything you would like to add?
Buddha and also they would keep the teachings to themselves, teach others.
Okay. It's not like they will keep teaching to, but they don't preach through words. That's it. They teach through silence. They teach through silence. If Pratyek Buddha is there, and you just go near to him, he won't speak, but you will get some good teaching. It's not that. Interesting thing that these Pratyek Buddhas are typical beings. They also follow the Buddha, but whenever Buddha comes to want to take birth on earth, they will leave the earth. And Buddha is paying homage to many Pratyek Buddhas. Are you aware what is Sarnath called in Pali? The name of Sarnath. The Buddha gave the first teaching. What's its full name? Isipatana Megadawa. So Isipatana. Isi means? Are you aware? We had discussed this recently. I told this story. So Rishi Prapatan. So Pratyek Buddha, when Buddha was about to take birth, this Pratyek Buddha flew in the sky and he burned himself. That means he left the body. They don't want to come into contact with Buddha because Buddha will direct them to Mahayana. So that is the story why. So these are beings of Pratyek Buddha. They are teachers who seek nirvana only for themselves. And Mahayana people, Bodhisattva, they don't seek nirvana for themselves. And Buddha is a very, he is enlightened being. So the moment you come into contact with Buddha, there is a possibility that he will make you become a Mahayana person. At least Mahayana is just present. So they leave them. They say, no, when Buddha is there, we won't leave. So there are three yanas. Sravaka. So Sravaka is the disciple, Pratyek Buddha and Bodhisattva. Three yanas. So Lotus Sutra, when Lotus Sutra talks about it, they say, the Lotus Sutra says that in Lotus Sutra, Buddha is saying that I teach creatures the law, but there is no 1 second or third. It's only Buddha. Indirectly, he says there is only Mahayana. These three yanas are there, but Mahayana is the actual one. So that is why this sutra is very, very vocal about Mahayana. And in Mahayana countries, it's very popular, especially in Japan. Very, very popular. You know, they just recite a mantra, Nam Myoho Renge. No, Nam Myoho Renge. In Japan, it's very popular. And also in India, many cities, they recite this mantra, Nam Myoho, which means Namo Saddharma Pundarikaya. Salutation to Lotus Sutra. Just by saluting this text, it is believed that you will get enlightened. According to those, or you are lots of merit, not enlightened, but you are lot of merit. So Nam Myoho Renge. That means salutation to Lotus Sutra. So this sutra becomes very, very important. If you go to peace this Shanti Stupa in Rajgir. Okay, by the way, our university is taking us to Giriya. There is a place. A place not very far from here. So, and there is a stupa there. You have to take a hill, like you have to do a little hiking, like around 1 kilometer hiking you have to do. And we are visiting, our university is taking you to this place. So there is a hiking club. I will give a little guidance about this stupa. So you are invited. You get a Google form, you have to register, and you can visit it. Like on, I think on 7th or 8th of next month, this is being planned. So when you receive the mail, I'm just beforehand telling you that you can register if you want. As I said, you have to ready for little walk because vehicle does not go there. So those who are interested, feel free to register. It's not compulsory. It's up to you. If you want, you can. If you don't want, you don't.
Where is this?
It's around 15 kilometers from this place. In Rajgir, near to little far from the town.
What is the name of
Giriya. Yeah, it's very difficult. On your own, it will be difficult for you. So good that university is taking us. Otherwise, even local people don't know much about it. You have been there? When? Last year. You alone or somebody you are?
Thì hồi nãy sao
How
sao
much?
mà
Like,
nó
on site, somebody
mới đầu Đức Phật cũng đặt cái tên của Sanh Sẽ
I have not been there, so I will forget that. How much teaching you have to do? Not once. Okay, so it's not very you don't have to walk. Beautiful place. So here just the river Panchane is playing. And I think Bhoda Parvata is also visible from just so visible, the lake is visible.
nhìn mà
So it's a beautiful place, still worth visiting.
để
Good.
So what exactly is the stupa? Is it like a bedroom space?
No,
What does it represent? What does it represent?
So I'm supposed to do something else. Okay, actually, then we'll have a break. The question is, what is stupa? So the stupa, there are 4 kinds of stupa. Stupa has 4 varieties. One is called saririka. Saririka means bodily stupa or relic stupa. So some stupas are made because Buddha's relic or Arhat relic is put inside. And it is believed that even after passing away, if somebody is enlightened, the body becomes very charged. Bones. After you burn the body, but some bones remain. So the bones they radiate some energy. And it is believed that when Buddha is there, you go near him, you will feel it's not just even Buddha is not there, if body relics are there, those bones also radiate some energy. This is what they believe. I myself have not, experienced it, let me tell you honestly. Because I never went to any Buddha relic. But it is believed that the moment you come in contact with any Buddha or even Arhat, somebody has become Arhat, enlightened, their body becomes charged. So, if you meditate in the surrounding, your concentration will also go high. So, because there are vibrations are being radiated. So, that is how still if you go to Vipassana, for example, if you meditate in Pagoda, Shunyagarbha, so they will make this type of structure, circles. So in the center is the stupa, where Buddha will be. Around it, the big meditators, senior meditators, then junior meditators and outer circle. So what that means that radiation is falling So they preserved the Buddha or Arhat relic and they prepared stupa. So those are called sari. There is another type of stupa which is called paribhogi. They are made on when Buddha himself was alive. Even he wore robe, he had a begging bowl. So he gifted at many, then some very big disciple or some prominent, very devotee persons coming. Or his, when he was alive, his kesar or his nails, those were also believed to be very
Transparent.
Yeah.
Was compared to Japan.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yeah, that's right. So they are paribhogi, even the bowl or his needle through which there is stupa believed to be in Delhi, which were made on the needle which he used. Needle to which he sewed his robe. Because even if Buddha uses those implements, they also become charged. So stupas are also made on Buddha. When Fahyan reports that in Nalanda, what do you call it? Dhatun in English. In India, the stick they clean there, not toothbrush. Toothbrush is new thing. But earlier, they will take a small branch of and then they will clean the teeth. So it is said that in Nalanda, there was stupa made on there is an English term for it.
Equivalent to toothbrush.
Equivalent to toothbrush, that it will stick. You don't. So there was stupa. Even Buddha particularly used work, they became very, important and precious. So stupas are made of that. For example, in Takshashila in Pakistan, very famous, a stupa was made on begging bowls. Or Nag and Danta, which Myanmar people claim they have, Sri Lankan people claim they have. And Buddha gave his nails and hair to Tapasu and Sali, these two persons. So those are called paribhogi. So there is a sari, shall I write? Okay, fine. You'll find it is Google stupa sure. So sari, then paribhogi, then there is Upadeshik, which means commemorative stupa. So commemorative to commemorate big event happens out there. For example, Buddha gave first he gave his teaching at Sarnath. So there is a huge stupa which is still there, which is a commemorative stupa. Neither relic is there nor implements used by Buddha they are there. It's a commemorative stupa. So some big event happened. So that was commemorated. Memorial was made that Buddha gave this. So this stupa is actually a memorial stupa. A sutra was taught. So this is memorial. And then you will find votive stupa, V-O-T-I-V-E, votive. That means if there is a belief system in India and many Buddhist places, that if my wish will get fulfilled, I will build a stupa. So that belief is there. So people make stupa. So in Nalanda, if you visit Nalanda ruins, and you see many stupas, small, big, they all are votive, V-O-T-I-V-E. So people got their wish got fulfilled, so they build a stupa, dedicating to Buddha and Dharma.
In Patna, there is a big stupa called Buddha Smriti
Yes.
stupa.
Yeah.
Is it the stupa like Sharirik stupa?
Okay. So fortunately, the person who has built that, he was last year he was here. He's a big builder, a big person, and I hosted him in my house fortunately. No, I think you people were there was a screening of film. You were there, but that was the director. But the person who funded the film, who gave the money to make the film, is the person who has built that stupa. He's a builder. He builds. So the question is, what kind of stupa is that? So, the stupa is a sort of sari, but it's a newly constructed. It was not there. Actually, the place was a jail earlier. Prisoners were kept there. But Bihar government is present. Chief Minister is very pro-Buddhist, like he promotes first of Buddhist thing. So he dedicated that land to making a monument. So even Vipassana courses also happen there every month. because distant areas are going by these traditions, that also happens there. So they have collected some Buddha relics, believed to be Buddha relics. It's very doubtful. What happened during British time period, in the name of Buddha relics, many fake relics were sold by British officers. People don't know this, but one of the archaeologists was jailed for that. Very famous archaeologist, who discovered Lumini pillars. So because High King, Burmese King, they were devout Buddhists, they will pay a lot of money in order to purchase the Buddha relic. So they sold some fake relics. But anyway, that's a separate thing. So when Nitish Kumar, present chief minister, he built the stupa, gave the land. So this stupa got built. And in that Buddha relic, donated by Dalai Lama, donated by Burmese King, they are preserved. So you can visit. You are very much recommended. You should go and visit the place. It's very near to railway station, Patna railway station. It's a walking distance to Patna. There is this. If you go to Patna Museum, not Bihar Museum, there is a Patna Museum. There are two big museums in Patna. One is called Bihar, which is newly built, and there is a Patna Museum, which is old one. Nowadays everybody goes to Bihar Museum. I think we will be taking you all to Bihar Museum. But in Patna Museum, if you pay 500 rupees extra money, you will be taken to a room. You will be taken to a room where, again it's a belief, in Vaishali they opted a small casket in which some ashes were found. So maybe Buddha or maybe some other relic was there. So you can see that. So that's another important. So these are made on Buddha relic. So answering to your question, that is a relic stupa, but newly built. It was not, as I said, there was nothing there. Just relic stupa. It's a relic stupa. You would call it a relic stupa, but newly built.
So they put the name of Smriti.
Smriti means memory.
Memory.
Smriti means memory.
So the two names are different contrary, like memorial and also Buddha relic.
So people, the way I am explaining, everybody, your government does not know them. If government would have consulted me, I would have told them correctly. Andhra Pradesh government, the tourism department was consulted. So I tried to tell them, but government has their own other agenda, like votes and vote bank. So they don't go what scholars are saying. So they make that type of mistake. It's fine, no problem. At least they are doing some good work. They are building good work. So yeah, that's right. Okay, let us have a break for that.